What's going on, guys? It's Easy. Welcome to my channel. So most of the time when I am reviewing the SSS that comes for Demon Hunter, I am somewhat disappointed sharing my thoughts with you guys. But this time around, I end up making two new meta builds for Demon Hunter for PvP, and also I slightly changed my old build for the support Demon Hunter, and it is working really amazing. I mean, this video is not for the builds, but I already have shared them. But if you quickly look at this, I can pretty much launch a lot of attacks while I am moving, and also use frame. And if someone attacks me again, I will have more dishes. And look at my range on the wave there. It's amazing. I can just keep my distance and keep on shooting down Malaka's player. Or I could actually go with the other setup here, which is this one, and that is also a new Inferno 8 setup. So I can pretty much activate both of those auto attacks, and look at that. I have even more ability to move around freely with my dashes, and I pretty much have no cooldown on the smoke screen. So it is really nice to finally make two setup for Demon Hunter. And not only that, I even actually made some changes for my support Demon Hunter. If I quickly show it to you guys, then I will talk about all the new essences, which one I liked, which one I didn't. But if you would look here, I have the auto attack with the smoke screen. I can leave my strave, and I have chakram. Look at that. I am even leaving caltrops on the ground. I am one of the most annoying demon hunter if I want to be with this setup, and everyone is going to hate me. And yes, this build does bring victory a lot easier if you have a really strong attacker on your side. All you have to do is provide support and total loss of control, and you will be called many names because of this build. And I use these builds to get into legend. So yeah, these are amazing builds. But anyways, enough for talk about the builds. Let's talk about the new SSs that were being introduced. So starting off with the daring swing helm. Is it good? I would right away say no, it is not good when we compare this one to the best discretion. Best discretion is S tier helmet, and there is nothing which can beat that still. But it is a really good option in my opinion. However, let them sulk doesn't really give you a lot of cooldown when you hit someone. So for that purpose, I wouldn't say that it is amazing. It could be good for PvE in some scenarios, but definitely it is not for PvP. Then same, daring swing now fires a hook in direction that locks onto the ground. Well, the damage output is somewhat okay, but still, this is not for PvP in my opinion. Therefore, I would say these twos are medical in my opinion and not that amazing. But Fume Threads is amazing chess piece. It does do really good. Allows you to move around. If you use dash, then you're going to launch a lot more of these grenades, and you can have twice the charge with this fume threads if you want, with the help of main hand ascent that give you extra charge for smoke screen. Then spinning chakram also applies a chakram mark for 3 seconds. I already have showed you guys that it has potential, but just not yet. Maybe with the Inferno 9 SSs we might be able to blend this with some other setup that is going to help Demon Hunter improve its damage output. But mostly this one is good for PvE, because if you would try to use this for PvP, then you will have to sacrifice your jabs of the acrobat, which in my opinion is a huge loss, because you will not be able to break free from total loss of control. So for that reason, I would say this pent is for PvE, and yes, it has potential. We just have to wait for the newer essences so we can blend it better. But for the current one, it is not that amazing that it would actually give you more damage, but definitely really good option. Then we have smoke screen also increase your attack speed by 19% for 3 seconds. This is somewhat is good, working nicely for the PvP setup right now with the meta, so you can have more attack speed. So this is actually nice. And yeah, since you don't get many options with the smoke screen and auto spam attack setup, this one actually fits nicely. And finally, spinning chakram now empowers you to launch chakram at nearby enemies. Amazing again for PvP, especially when you're moving around and using dashes. So fume thread, the chest, and this one is really good. And if you combine these with the gloom price set, then you can deal a lot more damage. Where is that gloom price I'm talking about? Here it is. If you have 4 pieces here, you can have a lot of critical chance. So this is amazing in my opinion. So overall, I think developers has taken some really nice direction with the Demon Hunter, providing really good, setup and play style for Demon Hunter in PvP. However, there are other players who are already complaining that Demon Hunter is too strong, but in my opinion, it is not that amazing unless you really optimize your class and use the right legendary gem setup. You need to have a lot of armor penetration, and you need survival ability, and on top of that, you just need to hope that the matchmaking is going to work in your favor so you can actually do something about it. But Druid and Blood Knight and Barbarian, these 3 classes are super strong right now. If you would have to face them, then you're going to have a hard time. Even versus Crusader, you could have a hard time, but Barbarian, Blood Knight, and Druids are somewhat something completely another thing for Demon Hunter. I know that for Wizard, Crusader is a bigger issue, but for Demon Hunter, it's the other 3 classes. Wizards are the issue as well, but if you're going to use Folter Grasp here, which I am using, then you could pretty much disable Wizard movement speed, and you can then try to put them down. It works quite nicely, and on top of that, if you have Abiding Curse, you can slow down their movement speed and attack speed, which would actually give you damage reduction because they will be doing slow attacks on you. So yeah, in other words, it's a damage reduction as well as slowing down their movement speed, and helps you catch them a lot easier. And you can extend the duration of both these harmful effects with the help of Misery Elixir. So this gem setup is really working nice, and on top of that, you can actually add the chip of the stone flesh. If you have that 5-star legendary gem, you can actually turn them into a stone, and also you can add the specter glass to break their armor. So yeah, there are a lot of options with this gem optimization for Demon Hunter right now, which could take your demon horn to the next level. But trust me, it's about the optimized gem setup and the armor penetration and your survival ability that is making Demon Hunter amazing right now. So be prepared to put a lot of effort into the gem optimization. Otherwise, you would see that some demon hunters are doing far better compared to most. At least that is the case which I have been noticing, because I have fought many demon hunter and I have put them down quite easily unless they are 9k or something. But if they are not using the optimized setup, then it is quite easy to put them down. But anyways, this is it for the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care, have fun, and bye guys.